remember when I learned how to swim. People who know how to swim, it's just a given. Like, it's something they maybe have always been able to do. They may not remember exactly when they learned how to swim, and I think it's one of those things we just assume everyone learns when they're little. You know, I look at the water and I just think joyful, fun, playful, and I think it's really striking when you think of some people look at the water and it's absolute terror and it's absolute fear.
We started in 2015. We have taught over 4,000 domestic helpers how to swim. I think one of the things that we didn't fully appreciate is how many people grow up on all parts of the world and they've never had the opportunity to learn how to swim, and how many of them really want to learn. I'm Libby Alexander, and this is why you should listen to me.
We never really intended to start a swim charity. I think one of the things that I love about Splash is just kind of how organically it came about, and and that it was really just in response to this kind of overwhelming demand that we found right away. So it was the idea of Simon Holliday, and he got together a group of swimmers, and none of us, I actually think back on the first meeting that we did, and we were all swimmers. None of us were swim teachers. But we were all really excited about this idea. But I think we were going around the table and we're like, oh great, all right, who's ever taught swimming before? And there was one person around the table, and it was 20 years ago. So we really didn't know what we were getting into. We just knew that we wanted to do this, and I think then the more that we learned about it, and just about half the world's population not knowing how to swim, and then doing these swim classes and then having them be so received overwhelmingly so well, and that people telling us that this is their lifelong dream to learn how to swim, we just sort of felt like, gosh, there's this huge need here that we're filling, and it just kind of really organically grew from there.
And here in Hong Kong, there are more than 300,000 foreign domestic helpers. They're mostly from the Philippines and Indonesia. We see them most visibly on Sundays, which is their one day off a week, where they sort of gather at public spaces, under underpasses and on beaches. Tell me, what made you decide to teach swimming to this group of people first?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's kind of what triggered it. I think, if you're not raised in Hong Kong, I think that image of, domestic helpers on a Sunday sitting around in, all sort of areas of Hong Kong is a little bit shocking, sitting on pieces of cardboard. And I think, my friend Simon, that's kind of what he was thinking, is that maybe there's something else they might want to be doing with their day. And I think for a lot of us, we felt like it was such an important opportunity to give back. These women do so much for Hong Kongers. They do so much. They allow us so much freedom and flexibility in our daily life. They work really hard, and this is their one day off, and why not teach them how to swim? And I think especially the more that we learned about swimming and about just access around swimming, understanding, yes, half the world's population doesn't know how to swim, but it's incredibly uneven. So if you are a woman, or if you are from a low-income family, chances are you don't know how to swim. And, so with a lot of these women, they, unless you have it in school curriculums, or, you have money for swim lessons, chances are you haven't learned how to swim.
So how does the program work? So
our goal is 20 hours of swim lessons for everyone, and we split it up in sort of different smaller segments. So we have a 12-hour beginner program that everyone will start with, and so it's once a week for 12 weeks.
I want you guys all using your breaststroke pole when you return to the wall. Remember, I don't want this. Yeah? I want you coming up, and I want you getting your air. All right? It's okay if you put your face back down, but then come up again and get your air. Nice and calm and controlled. Arms are underwater, not on top. Okay? We are at West Island School today, and we are running 4 Beginner Plus classes here. These men and women have completed their first 12 hours of a beginner class, and now they're in their 8-hour Beginner Plus class. So a coach should not be able to come up, and I should not be able to pull. Yeah, so you got to wrap your thumb around, hold it really tight. 1, 2, 3.
Honestly, I am very scared in water because when I was a kid, I was about to drown, and then now I am proud to say that I can conquer my fear in the water.
I have more confidence now. Before is in my employer, my ex-employer, I don't know how to swim, but the children always wanted to go to the swimming pool, and I'm scared. But now my current employer, I am confident to bring the child in the swimming pool.
If you put yourself in an environment that absolutely terrifies you, you know, sort of doing something that you don't think you might be able to do, and you succeed, what that does to your mindset, to your confidence, to, you know, what you believe is possible. I mean, it's life-changing, it really is. And we sort of see that every day in a lot of the women that we teach, that it just gives them this sort of newfound confidence, this self-esteem. They're so proud of themselves for accomplishing this because they didn't ever think it was possible. And they go on to do other things. So I think, and you know, you see the same thing in kids as well. I think there's a confidence there that that's just, it's really important. Everyone should have moments like that in their life.
So you started off with domestic helpers, you've moved into helping youth from low-income families as well as special needs children. Do you see yourself filling a gap that maybe isn't offered in official channels in Hong Kong?
Absolutely. I think, you know, if you look at kind of the access issues around swimming, it doesn't matter whether you're in sort of a developing area or whether you're in a wealthy city like Hong Kong. There are pockets of people that cannot swim everywhere. Some of that might be culturally driven. More often than not, it's economically driven too, though. So, you know, what we see is that, you know, we're not about, you know, everyone must be swimming and swimming is the best sport ever, although it is. But we are about the opportunity to swim. You know, if there are people that are out there that want to learn how to swim, they should have the opportunity to learn. And so, you know, with our kids program, again, we're focused on low-income families. We've now started teaching the parents of the kids as well. So we're teaching the whole family, because if you teach the parents as well, it's more likely that swimming will kind of become part of, you know, the family activities. The parents are more likely to take them to the public pools. And then also with kids with special educational needs, you know, as you can imagine, there aren't a lot of opportunities for them, and, you know, depending on what the challenges are, you know, they may not be able to sign up for a group swim class. They may not be able to be in a really noisy pool environment. So, you know, if they can't join those classes, then chances are they get bypassed when it comes to swimming. So, you know, what we're trying to do is identify who are the pockets of people that have not traditionally had this access for whatever reason, and how can we kind of fill that gap.
Let's get into it.
It's 6:45. We are here at Repulse Bay Beach, and we are doing another one of our practice swims for Make Waves for Hong Kong. So this is our big annual fundraiser. We have 5 relay teams that will be swimming the entire circumference of Hong Kong Island. It is 45 kilometers, and it's expected to take them anywhere from 11 to 13, 14 hours.
As we've done in previous swims, first stop is going to be the safety net. Okay, so everyone will stop there. Second stop is the far yellow can. You're sighting for the White House. It's pretty close to there. And make sure you're never swimming alone. All right.
I don't sort of stop to think about how I move in the water, but once you break it down and you can share that with someone, it is so incredibly joyful and rewarding, just of sharing that love of the water with them and having them love it too.
You know, they often say sometimes the simplest ideas are the best ones, and again, that's what I love about it. I feel like we're not doing anything. We haven't come up with some new fancy way to teach swimming. We're not going out and building, you know, all new swimming pools or saying we need new facilities. You know, all we're doing is taking people who know how to swim and connecting them with people who want to learn. And you know, splash to me is a concept that can work in lots of different places, lots of different cities. We've already expanded to Singapore, but we would really love to see the concept of splash existing in many parts of the world in the next 5 years.
Oh, well, good luck to you. Thank you so much for
Thank
joining
you.
us on Listen to Her.
Thank you so much.